Manipulation is a subtle yet powerful force, often operating behind the scenes, unseen by most. It's the ability to influence or control others by using deceptive tactics, emotional pressure, or psychological games to bend situations to one's own will. Those who manipulate are not interested in the success or growth of others. Rather, they seek to create dependency, ensuring that others are reliant on their decisions, guidance, and approval. They may offer what seems like support or help, but their true intention is to control the outcome, steer people toward their agenda, and maintain power over them. What makes manipulation so dangerous is its subtlety. It doesn't always look like force or aggression. It may appear as a kind gesture, a word of encouragement, or a display of care. However, the hidden agenda is to gain leverage, to create an imbalance where one party holds all the power. The manipulator may use guilt, fear, or promises to keep others tethered to them. When someone manipulates you, they try to direct your thoughts, emotions, and actions for their own benefit, making it difficult to see the truth of your own situation. In many cases, manipulation goes unnoticed because it's wrapped in an emotional appeal or disguised as concern. But the more you allow manipulation to influence your choices, the more you lose your autonomy. You may begin to question your own decisions, your worth, or even your ability to lead yourself. This is the ultimate aim of manipulation, to make you question your judgment and to relinquish control over your own life. It's important to recognize the signs of manipulation in your life. If someone consistently seeks to make you feel guilty for making your own choices, or if they try to make you feel indebted to them for their actions, these are signs of manipulation. The manipulator may play on your emotions, making you feel like you owe them something, or that they are the only one who truly understands or can help you. In these situations, it's vital to regain control of your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. Manipulation thrives on your vulnerability, your doubts, and your fears. When you stand firm in your identity and your purpose, manipulation can no longer hold sway over you. Intimidation is a force that seeks to dominate, control, and instill fear in others in order to maintain power. It works by making individuals feel small, weak, or incapable of standing up for themselves. This emotional weapon uses fear to control behavior, manipulate choices, and silence potential. The goal of intimidation is to create an atmosphere of uncertainty where others are paralyzed by fear, feeling as though they are unable to rise above the imposed limitations. Those who use intimidation often rely on threats, harsh language, or displays of anger or authority to assert their dominance. They may not always use direct physical force, but the presence of their attitude, words, or actions creates a sense of dread in others. When fear is introduced into a relationship, it suppresses confidence, it stifles expression, and it prevents individuals from speaking up or making decisions. Intimidation is often subtle, masked by seemingly benign comments or passive aggressive behavior, but its intent is clear: to control and to make the other person feel powerless. The problem with intimidation is that it targets the most vulnerable parts of an individual, our emotions and our self-worth. When we are intimidated, we begin to doubt our own abilities, our strength, and our capacity for success. Intimidators thrive on this doubt, knowing that if they can make you feel inadequate or inferior, they can direct your thoughts and actions to serve their needs. Over time, this kind of emotional manipulation can erode your confidence and hinder your growth. You may find yourself avoiding challenges or shrinking back from opportunities simply because the fear of failure or confrontation imposed by intimidation is too overwhelming. It's important to recognize the presence of intimidation, because once you are aware of it, you can break free from its grip. Intimidation only works when you allow it to control your thoughts and decisions. Standing firm in your purpose and maintaining a sense of self-worth is the antidote to intimidation. The more you allow fear to dominate, the more power it holds over you. But when you recognize that fear is the tool of the intimidator and not a reflection of your own potential, you can take back your power and move forward confidently. Deception is a dangerous and insidious force that works by distorting the truth and clouding reality. It often comes in the form of half-truths, subtle misrepresentations, or carefully crafted lies that seem plausible enough to deceive the unsuspecting. The intent behind deception is to manipulate perceptions. It thrives on creating doubt and uncertainty, allowing the deceiver to control the narrative and lead others down a path that benefits them while keeping the truth hidden just beneath the surface. What makes deception so effective is its ability to disguise itself as truth. It doesn't always come in the form of bold lies. It often presents itself in a more cunning way. It may be a selective telling of events, a deliberate omission of key details, or the twisting of facts to serve a particular agenda. Deception may also appear in the form of flattery or promises that seem too good to be true, drawing people in with false hopes or unrealistic expectations. The manipulator doesn't necessarily seek to harm outright. They may simply want to gain control, influence, or power by keeping others in the dark. The impact of deception can be devastating. Once it takes root in your heart or mind, it can cloud your judgment and distort your view of reality. When you begin to believe the lie, you lose the ability to make clear, informed decisions. Deception creates confusion, and where there is confusion, there is no direction. It leads to misalignment with your true purpose and keeps you from stepping into your full potential. It may cause you to doubt those around you, question your own decisions, or make choices that go against your value. One of the most destructive aspects of deception is its ability to erode trust. Trust is the foundation of all relationships, whether personal or professional. Once deception enters a relationship, it damages the bond between individuals, causing suspicion, division, and disconnection. The deceiver may never truly care about the harm they've caused. They may be more focused on their own desires and how to continue manipulating the situation to their advantage. Recognizing deception is the first step in protecting yourself from its consequences. It requires discernment, an awareness of your surroundings, and a willingness to question things that don't add up. Deception thrives when you ignore the warning signs, when you suppress your intuition, or when you refuse to confront uncomfortable truths. It is vital to remain grounded in your values and principles. seeking clarity and truth in all situations. The more you allow deception to cloud your vision, the more you are led astray from your true purpose. To combat deception, you must arm yourself with knowledge, truth, and awareness. Seek out wisdom, ask questions, and trust your inner discernment. The truth will always find a way to come to light, but only if you remain open to seeing it. Never allow deception to control your thoughts or your decisions. Hold tightly to the truth, for it is the foundation upon which your life must be built. Division is a force that works relentlessly to separate, isolate, and weaken the unity of people. It operates by exploiting differences, creating misunderstandings, and sowing seeds of discord where harmony once existed, whether it's within families, communities, workplaces, or even nations. Division seeks to disrupt alignment and break down the collective strength of individuals coming together for a common purpose. It thrives on conflict and misunderstanding, often magnifying minor issues to create deep rifts that seem insurmountable. The more division spreads, the less effective people become in achieving their goals, as they are too distracted by conflict to focus on what truly matters. Those who sow division often target the areas where emotions run high, personal beliefs, cultural differences, or past grievances. They may use subtle tactics such as stirring up old wounds, making one group feel superior to another, or planting doubts about others' motives. Division doesn't always manifest in loud arguments or public disputes. Sometimes it's a quiet whisper, an accusation that's half true, or a judgment passed without understanding. These tactics create an environment where trust is eroded, communication breaks down, and people feel alienated from each other. When division takes root, the potential for collective action is diminished because the focus shifts from unity and collaboration to defending one's own position or ideology. One of the most harmful aspects of division is that it weakens the strength that comes from unity. When individuals work together, they are more capable of overcoming obstacles, achieving common goals, and building something greater than what they could achieve alone. But when division is allowed to take over, those who should be working in harmony become distracted by their differences, and their combined power is fragmented. A divided group is far less effective. And often, the only ones who benefit are those who thrive on conflict or control, manipulating the divided parties to further their own agenda. Division also leads to misunderstanding and judgment. When we allow ourselves to be divided, we stop listening to each other. We start to make assumptions about others without taking the time to understand their perspectives. These assumptions create barriers and prevent authentic connections from being formed. People are not seen for who they truly are. Instead, they are seen through the lens of the division that separates them from others. This creates an environment of hostility, where people become defensive and less willing to compromise or find common ground. The ultimate goal of division is to distract and to destroy. By pulling people apart, division reduces the possibility of achieving a shared vision or purpose, whether it's in a marriage, a team, a community, or a nation. Division keeps everyone focused on their differences rather than their shared values and goals. It creates a cycle of conflict that saps energy, resources, and time. Resources that could have been used to build, to grow, and to accomplish great things together. To combat division, it is essential to cultivate unity through understanding, empathy, and open communication. It requires a commitment to seeing the commonalities rather than the differences, to respecting diverse perspectives, and to finding ways to reconcile and come together. When you can look beyond division and choose collaboration over conflict, you open the door to unimaginable possibilities and collective strength. Unity is not the absence of differences, but the ability to work together despite them, focusing on the greater purpose that unites us all. Pride is one of the most insidious forces that can distort a person's heart and mind, leading them to a place of self-exaltation that blinds them to their true potential. It manifests as an inflated sense of self-worth, where an individual believes they are superior to others, often dismissing the value and contributions of those around them. This false sense of superiority often arises from insecurity. But rather than confronting these insecurities, pride masks them, building walls of arrogance and self-sufficiency that make it difficult for the individual to connect with others on a genuine level. When pride takes hold, it can be easily mistaken for confidence or self-assurance, but the difference lies in the motivations behind it. Confidence is rooted in a grounded sense of self, whereas pride is rooted in comparison. A person who is proud sees the world through the lens of competition, always measuring themselves against others, believing that their worth is determined by how they stack up. They seek validation not from their own accomplishments, but from the ability to look down on others or to make others feel inferior. This constant need for comparison keeps the individual trapped in a cycle of validation seeking, where true fulfillment and growth are impossible. One of the most damaging aspects of pride is that it hinders personal growth. When you are consumed by pride, you are no longer open to learning, to self-reflection, or to improvement. Pride closes the door to feedback as it prevents you from seeing your own flaws and weaknesses. Instead of acknowledging where you need to grow, pride pushes you to maintain an image of perfection, to defend your actions even when you are wrong. The proud individual is often unwilling to admit mistakes or accept responsibility, as doing so would threaten their carefully constructed sense of superiority. This leads to stagnation, as they are unable to adapt or evolve. Furthermore, pride destroys relationships. It isolates the individual from others as they place themselves on a pedestal, expecting others to elevate them rather than building mutual respect and connection. Humility creates the foundation for trust, understanding, and collaboration, but pride breeds arrogance, condescension, and distance. It becomes difficult for the proud person to truly listen to others, to value their input, or to work together toward a shared goal. When pride is present in a group or community, it creates barriers, not bridges, and hinders the collective progress of everyone involved. In relationships, pride causes rifts that may seem insurmountable, as it prevents true reconciliation, growth, and harmony. The more pride takes root, the more it distorts one's perception of reality. The proud person becomes disconnected from the true essence of their identity. They stop seeing their worth in terms of their purpose or contribution, and instead base it on how they are perceived. But they forget that they are part of something much larger than themselves. Whether it's their family, community, or the world at large, and they begin to view themselves as separate, above, or more important than others. This sense of isolation from the whole undermines the interconnectedness and unity that is necessary for true growth and success. Pride also leads to a false sense of control. When a person is proud, they believe that they have it all figured out and that they are the masters of their own fate. They fail to recognize that true power comes from humility, from being open to guidance, and from acknowledging that we are all part of a greater plan. Pride blinds us to the reality that we are not in control of everything, and this lack of awareness can lead to poor decision-making, overconfidence, and ultimately downfall. To overcome pride, one must cultivate humility, an honest acknowledgement of one's limitations, weaknesses, and the value of others. Humility does not diminish your worth. It allows you to see yourself clearly, to grow, and to develop in ways that pride never can. A humble heart is open to learning, open to connection, and open to the truth. It is a heart that understands that greatness is not found in elevating oneself, but in lifting others up, in serving and in contributing to the collective good. Only when we step away from pride and embrace humility can we truly unlock our full potential and live out our purpose in harmony with those around us. In conclusion, the forces of manipulation, intimidation, deception, division, and pride are not mere characteristics of individuals. They are powerful influences that work to undermine our potential, destroy our relationships, and keep us from fulfilling our purpose. These forces are designed to distract us from our true identity and keep us trapped in cycles of fear, confusion, and isolation. But remember, you have been created for greatness. You were born with purpose and equipped with the strength to overcome any force that tries to diminish you. The key to standing firm against these forces is recognizing them for what they are and taking control of your life. You must guard your mind, protect your heart, and rise above the negative influences that seek to hold you back. Cultivate wisdom, humility, and unity, and stay true to your purpose. As you align yourself with the truth, the power within you will rise to break the chains of manipulation, intimidation, deception, division, and pride. You were created to lead, to inspire, and to make a difference. Never let these forces define you or limit your potential. Stand strong in your purpose and move forward with confidence, knowing that nothing can stop the greatness that is within you. The world is waiting for you to rise. So go forth and live the life you were meant to live.